Hey everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Welcome to my top 10 favorite Blumhouse movies. Yes, Blumhouse is a production company, yes, made by Jason Blum, who produces most all the films, and this company makes mostly horror or thriller films. Yes, makes a lot of interesting movies, and I think they made other films other than horror and thriller, but this is a Halloween-themed video, so we're only doing the horror movies and the thrillers, so yeah. I wanted to do a top 10 list of my favorite of the Blumhouse films. Even though a lot of their films don't always work, they made some really atrocious films, but they made some really good ones, and I'm here to celebrate the good ones by giving my top 10 personal favorite Blumhouse movies. So yeah, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite Blumhouse movies. And top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Ouija, Origin of Evil, Insidious, Insidious Chapter 2, Paranormal Activity, Paranormal Activity 3, In a Valley of Violence, and The Visit. All good movies, just gonna make the top 10 list, but it didn't make my top 10, it was my number 10. My number 10 is, yeah, I'm gonna say it, it's The Purge Anarchy, yes. Okay, I'm very weird when it comes to the Purge films. I think the Purge films, all of them are very stupid films, but I think they're entertainingly stupid. The Purge, I hate. The first Purge is the dumbest one. It had a cool idea of what if all crime was legal for one night. You could kill and rob and steal anything you want for one night. And they just made it a home invasion film. Like, what a waste of a premise and an idea. It had Lena Headey and Ethan Hawke in it. What a waste of a cast. Really stupid movie. I was not a fan of the first Purge film. Purge Election Year, the third one that came out last year, I kind of liked it. It was a stupid movie, but it was entertainingly stupid. The Purge Anarchy is my favorite. I think this is a really entertaining film. Frank Grillo is awesome in this film. I really enjoy these characters because most of these characters are pretty smart horror movie characters, and they know how to defend themselves against all these crazy people because, again, it has the same idea. It's the Purge, the Purge night, crime is legal, you can kill someone, rob anyone, everything, and it's about this mother and daughter. Basically, their house gets broken into, then they're out on the streets with all the psychos and everything. They run to Frank Grillo, he has to protect them, and he's out to kill someone. He's out to get revenge on somebody, and yeah. It's a really great movie. It's very stupid, but it's so entertaining. Frank Grillo is awesome, and yeah, it's just an entertaining film, and I really like it. Coming number 9 is Unfriended. Yes, Unfriended is, I think it's kind of an underrated movie. This is a very silly idea. Like most Blumhouse movies are pretty silly ideas, but this is a very silly idea. This whole movie looks like it all takes place in one shot because it's all in the point of view of this girl's laptop, and it's about all these friends, and they're all Skyping with each other and everything, and they're all dying on the Skype. It's kind of like a found footage, but it's found Skype. It's a Skype footage, and basically all these people were responsible for the death of this girl. It was a friend of theirs, and basically her spirit is like haunting them all, and they're all dying while they're all Skyping with each other. It's a very silly idea, but it is entertaining, it is creative, it is clever, and it's a lot of fun to watch. It is, again, very ridiculous, but I happen to really enjoy this film. Some people really hate it. I completely understand. The ending is very ridiculous, but I kind of like this movie. Yes, the characters are unlikable, but they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be the douchey, unlikable high school kids, and you're glad to see them die and stuff, and yeah, I enjoyed the film. Like, it's not for everyone, but I kind of enjoyed it. Coming number 8 is Paranormal Activity 2. Paranormal Activity, I just talked about it in my ranking of the Paranormal Activity films. I really love Paranormal Activity 2. Again, it takes the idea of the first one, the fear of the unknown, this demon and stuff, and it just makes it more creepy, more unsettling. This is about the main character from the first one's sister, and how the stories intertwine with each other is very clever and unsettling. Not a perfect film, but it's a very good and a far superior sequel, and I absolutely love it. It's my favorite Paranormal Activity film, and one of my favorite Blumhouse films. Coming number 7 is Oculus, yes, directed by Mike Flanagan. This is the movie that introduced me to Mike Flanagan, and I absolutely love this film. It has Katie Sackhoff, it has the girl from Ouija, Origin of Evil, and the guy from One Tree Hill. Yeah, I don't know these actors, but yeah, still, this is a really cool idea. It's basically these twins, this brother and sister. They basically go to their old house, and they want to find out if there really was like a ghost or a demon that took over their mother and made her crazy and stuff. Because one of them's a believer, one of them is a skeptic. The sister believes that there was ghosts in the house, but the brother thinks that it's just all crazy and stuff, and he thinks he's crazy and everything. And yeah, I won't spoil what happens, but this is a great film. It's very spooky. It's got a great idea, really smart writing, great direction by Mike Flanagan, great performances, and a hell of a good ending. Really good ending. I won't spoil the ending, but really solid flick. And yeah, this one people need to check out. It's a good one. Coming number 6 is Creep. Yes, Creep is Mark Duplass. Mark Duplass wrote, directed, and starred this film. He is one creepy-ass weirdo, hence the movie Creep. And it's a found footage movie. It's a very low-budget film, and I love it. Basically, it's about this guy who's trying to make this documentary about this other guy. He's paying for it, but then he finds out this documentary is not what he thinks it is. He thinks this guy has like a son and a wife and stuff. No, he's basically luring people in so he can get attached to them and eventually kill them and stuff while wearing his big wolf mask. And this is a very creepy, unsettling film, and it's also pretty comedic at times, and Mark Duplass is fantastic. The other lead guy is really good. Another really great ending, and yeah, it uses the low-budget feel and the found footage feel to make it more unsettling, and yeah, I love this film. Coming number 5 is Split. Yes, this year's Split, James McAvoy proves once again that he is just a talent. He is so great playing all these personalities. This man with dual personality disorder, multiple personality disorder. He has like, I don't know, 30 personalities in him. He's freaking insane. And if he turns into like the creature, he like starts walking up walls and shit. It's fucking crazy. So good, so freaking good. The girl from The Witch is in it, she's awesome. The girl from Edge of 17 is in it, she's awesome. She's also in this year's Columbus, she was great in that film too. And this is a very good Shyamalan film. This is, again, returns Shyamalan to the greatness that he once was. Really good. It's got dark comedy in it too, because yeah, anytime James McAvoy is the little boy headwing, it's pretty entertaining. And yeah, James McAvoy, him alone just makes this film great, but there's other great performances, unsettling things, and how this movie ties into another film. I won't spoil it, but pretty amazing. Coming number 4 is Sinister. Sinister is a very overlooked film at times. I think horror movie fans love this film. If you're not a fan of horror films, then you probably haven't seen this movie, but horror movie fans love this film, and they should. It's a great film. Very good film, very underrated. It's only in like the 60s on Rotten Tomatoes. It should be much higher. It's a really good film. Ethan Hawke, so good. How he watches all these like 8mm films and finds some creepy, unsettling shit. Mr. Sinister, he's coming to get ya. Really good, very unsettling, really creepy ending, great atmosphere, great shots. This movie was almost ruined by its piece of shit sequel, Sinister 2. This is good though. It's well directed, well written. Ethan Hawke is fantastic. It's got subtlety, atmosphere. It's got good shots, good lighting. All around a great film, and yeah, one of the best Blumhouse films. Coming number 3 is Get Out. Yes, I reviewed this movie this year. Everyone knows that I loved it. What Jordan Peele did with this, it was so good. This is a hell of a directorial debut. This is so great. Daniel Kaluuya is fantastic. His best friend, one of the best friends ever in a horror film. The way they use racism and classism in this film is so freaking clever. The way they use brainwashing in this movie is unsettling. I love that this movie is an homage to, like, you know, The Stepford Wives meets like Rosemary's Baby. It's a really good film. It's an homage to classic horror cinema. I love it. It's so freaking good. What's his name? Bradley Whitford is so good in this movie. Everyone's fantastic. The Catherine Keener's in it. She's really good. All around great film. It's got great comedy, great scares, good atmosphere, solid direction. Definitely one of the best horror films of this year and one of the best Blumhouse films. Coming number 2 is Hush. Hush, Hush. Yes, this is a Netflix horror film. Again, written and directed by Mike Flanagan. I love Mike Flanagan's work. This is my favorite film he has made. This movie came out last year. Such a solid flick. I love the story. It's about this girl. She's deaf and she lives out in the middle of nowhere, and she's a novelist, and then basically this like serial killer hunter guy basically starts stalking her, and she doesn't even know he's there at first because she's deaf and everything. And it's a cat and mouse game between her and this crazy psychopath played by John Gallagher Jr. with a creepy mask. It's them two squaring off against each other in the middle of the woods. A cabin in the woods, as you might say. Great film though. It's got great tension, great performances. The way they use sound mixing in this film is clever. The direction, the writing, the performances. Katie Siegel is in this movie. She's fantastic. John Gallagher Jr. is so good as this sociopath. Absolutely love this film, and one of the best Blumhouse films. And my number one favorite Blumhouse movie is, it's not even technically a horror film, it's more of a dramatic thriller, but still, the best Blumhouse movie ever is The Gift. The Gift is a movie I have praised so many times, and for good reason. It's fantastic. Joel Edgerton, what he did with this movie, how he wrote and directed it, and how he played as the kind of creepy stalker guy, Gordo. I love how they made a unique spin on this movie, that the creepy stalker guy is the good guy, and the main guy is kind of like the antagonist. He's kind of the bad guy, because he's the bully in the film, and I love this movie. I think this is such a great film. This is one of my favorite films of 2015. It's one of the best stalker films ever made because they put a unique spin on it. And the ending to this movie is fucking brilliant. I won't spoil the ending. It's so freaking good. The performances by everyone's great. Jason Bateman's fantastic. Rebecca Hall's fantastic. Joel Edgerton's fantastic. Joel Edgerton, he needs to make more films. The way he directed this movie was amazing. The conversations these three characters have with each other is so good. The way they talk about the past and how the past can interfere with your future, it's so good and so clever. The way they talk about life and everything and just what the right thing to do, it's just all the ideas these characters talk about is fantastic. It's a very realistic film, it's a very humane film, a very subtle film, a very well structured and very well executed film. The way Joel Edgerton wrote and directed this movie was amazing. I think this movie should have gotten Oscar nominations for like a screenplay and stuff, and even a nomination for Jason Bateman. Jason Bateman plays a role that he never really plays, and he plays it so freaking good. And yeah, I absolutely love this film. It's one of my favorite films of 2015, and I think hands down, it is the best Blumhouse film. So yeah, that was my top 10 personal favorite Blumhouse movies. So in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with the top 10 list? If not, give me your top 10 personal favorite Blumhouse movies. In your opinion, comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.